DC, the voice, Alabama Prison Profiles. What's going on with y'all, man? Make sure y'all like, sub, interact with the video, man. Shout out to Ann for the number dub on the super things. Need it in our hands, not in our ears, right? Now today, also my birthday was this past weekend. Niggas is 32. Congratulations to me, right? It's been a wild month, man. Today we'll be covering the second execution in Alabama of the year of Mr. James Osgood, which took place last week. They tried to sneak it by us for real, as well as his crimes. Let's hop right into that right now, man. An Alabama man convicted of a 2010 grape and unaliving was executed on Thursday with a 3-drug injection. James Osgood, 55, was convicted in 2014 in Chilton County for the murder and assault of Tracy Lynn Brown, his then girlfriend's cousin. She was also sentenced to life in prison for the part she played in the crimes. Moments before his execution at a South Alabama prison, y'all know Holman, Osgood apologized for the unaliving. Osgood is the 14th person to be executed in the United States this year and the second in Alabama. After receiving the lethal injection, Osgood's breathing became deep, and his head fell back on the gurney at around 6:15 p.m. He was pronounced dead several minutes later. In his final statement prior to the lethal injection, Osgood spoke about Brown. "I haven't said her name since that day. Tracy, I apologize," unquote. Osgood's family members were seated in a witness room, and the family's victim witnessed the execution in a separate viewing room. Last week, Osgood told the Alabama Political Reporter that he dropped his appeals against his execution because he was guilty and thought his execution should proceed. Quote, "I'm a firm believer in, like I said in court, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I took a life, so mine was forfeited. I don't believe in sitting here and wasting everybody's time and everybody's money," he said. The jury in 2014 took 40 minutes to convict him and unanimously recommended the death sentence. His initial death sentence was thrown out by an appeals court, but at a resentencing in 2018, Osgood asked for another death sentence, saying he did not want the families to endure another hearing. She added, quote, "Look at all the states that have already ended the death penalty or don't use it. They have lower homicide rates, lower rates of violence, and that's because they don't waste public resources on the most extreme form of punishment and instead invest in community-based public safety solutions. It's past time for the death penalty to be abolished in the U.S., unquote." That's his lawyer, I believe. Robin M. Mayer, the executive director of the Death Penalty Information Center, told Newsweek previously, quote, "People opposed to the death penalty in the United States note the continued risk of executing innocent people, the documented racial and socioeconomic disparities in use, the high cost, and the lack of a proven deterrent effect. Supporters argue it's the harshest punishment for the worst crimes. Public support for the death penalty peaked many decades ago in the mid-90s and is now a 5-decade low of just 53% approval." Polling also reveals that a majority of the young United States adults ages 18 through 43 now oppose the death penalty, unquote. The facts of Mr. Osgood's case are as follows. On October 18, 2010, the body of Tracy Brown was discovered in her residence in Chilton County, Alabama, after her employee became concerned when she failed to report for work. Brown had last been seen on October 17 in the company of James Osgood and his girlfriend, Tanya Van Dyke. Law enforcement initiated an investigation that led to the execution of search warrants at Osgood's residence and vehicle. During the investigation, a statement was obtained from an individual incarcerated with Van Dyke, who reported that Van Dyke had admitted to involvement in Brown's unaliving. Upon being presented with this information, Osgood voluntarily confessed to the planning and the execution of the crime, providing a detailed information regarding the events leading up to and following Brown's death. Osgood was indicted and prosecuted for 2 counts of capital unaliving, specifically unaliving committed during the course of a grape juice and unaliving committed during the course of otomy. At trial, the state presented Osgood's confession along with other corroborating evidence. The jury unanimously found Osgood guilty on both counts of evidence. The jury recommended the sentence of death. Osgood pursued post-conviction appeals for several years. However, he ultimately admitted his guilt, waived further appeals, and requested that the state move forward with the issuance of this death warrant. And there y'all have it, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Another short one, man. First off, right, condolences to Miss Brown's family and friends. This is a terrible tragedy. Thankfully, now their family has their so-called justice at the expense of blood on the state's and U.S. taxpayers' hands. God damn it, Skeeter Bob, with that fucking truck. Jake Brake motherfucker. The state's second hat of 2025 and the 14th in the United States as a whole of this year, man. Talk about an inmate taking accountability. Here we have yet another death row prisoner taking accountability for his actions, man. You know, I've been watching those parole hearings on YouTube on Mando's channel, man. Shout out to Mando, y'all. Check him out. And some of these people that go in front of the parole board after decades still talk about, well, that's what the paperwork says, and oh, I don't remember, and every other excuse in the book, and get denied. And it makes me wonder if these people even, especially if you did a real heinous shit, if they know you should be owning that shit at that point if you want to go home. That's what the people, the families, and victims opposing your release want to hear, man. Anything other than I'm a sick fuck, I did it, I learned from these mistakes, and these are the steps I've taken to change. I don't deserve freedom, but if you guys would have mercy on me and give it to me, I would never make a mistake like this again for the rest of my life. If y'all deny my release, I'll continue to be the same changed person in prison until I'm released or expire. That's it. All the classes and degrees and other quote-unquote achievements they rattle off don't mean shit to them folks if you're not taking accountability, man. If anything, they think you're even worse. Like, oh, this motherfucker's truly evil and calculated. He can achieve all this shit and did that heinous shit. He needs to stay locked up. So, why not keep it real at that point? Mr. Osgood reminds me of a few I've seen where they do take accountability for a heinous crime and they go the fuck home, man. Not me, man. He said he believes in an eye for an eye, and so did this Bible thumping state, man. It sounds like to me someone who's trying to avoid that lake of fire, man. Trying to avoid demons doing what he did to Miss Brown to him over and over, causing him pain way greater than he could even fathom or dish out, only to have his insides and orifices regenerate/revive, and it happened again and again and again and again, man, for eternity. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Thank y'all for all the baby support, congratulations, birthday wishes, channel support. I'm telling y'all, the 1 or 2 positive comments will keep me making videos for a couple months, man. Because the impact has been made, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be wanting to give up on this shit. But, nonetheless, like, sub, share, donate to the platform's Cash App and PayPal if you're feeling generous. Mess with us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, linked in the description. DC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles, out the gate!